Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So, as discussed earlier, today we are going to start the chapter Reflection of Light. Okay. So the first topic is going to be about reflection of light. Okay. Now we all have a general idea about this reflection of light, right? Hmm? We know that whenever we stand in front of mirror, we can see ourselves in the mirror, right? So that is reflection of light. So if I want to put it into a definition, then it will be like this. When traversing, now traversing, this word might be new to you. This is as same as traveling, okay? Traveling, traversing, they both mean the same thing. Now you might ask me, sir, then why did you write traversing? Why didn't you write traveling? You just learned a new word, right? Learning new words are good. Okay. So while traversing from first medium to second medium, so always there are two medium. The medium from which the light is coming, and the second medium is the medium into which the light is trying to enter. So two medium. So the first medium will be the one from which the light is coming, and the second medium will be known as the medium into which the light is trying to go. Okay, so while traversing from first medium to second medium, if a part of light returns to the first medium, see, I didn't say the whole light will come back. As you can see in the figure, a light is incidenting, okay? The light that will come is known as incident ray, okay? And here you can see that from this surface, it has been reflected. So, reflected, this one is reflected ray. So this is the first medium and this is the second medium. Light wanted to go into the second medium, but it has been reflected back into the first medium, right? So light returns to the first medium. See, from the first medium, it wanted to go into the second medium, but it came back to the first medium again. So this phenomenon is called reflection of light. Okay. Now you might be thinking why we are saying that a part of light will come back. What about other parts? Okay, whenever light ray actually wants to go from one medium to another medium, three phenomena occurs. Number one, reflection of light. A certain part of light actually comes back to the first medium. That is our case. Number two, some of the light enters into the second medium, and that is refraction of light. That is our next chapter. Okay, whenever we actually enter a pencil or put a pencil in water, we feel like the pencil has been broken from the surface of separation, right? If you, I guess everyone have noticed this. If you put any pencil or any pen in water, in a glass of water, you will feel like the pen has been broken. It appears like that, but in actually it is not broken, right? So this can be explained using refraction of light. Inshallah, we will get to know that. And the third thing, the third phenomenon that occurs is absorption. Okay, a certain portion of light is absorbed by the surface. Okay, on which the light incidents. If I show it through a figure, it will be like this.
স্যার আপনি যে বোর্ডে দিছিলেন ওগুলো কি লিখতে হবে না?
অবশ্যই।
ওকে।
এখানে এতক্ষণ আমি তো অনেক সময় দিছিলাম লেখার জন্য। নো প্রবলেম, পরে তো ভিডিও পেয়ে যাবো, তো লিখে নিতে পারবা। This is, let us consider this is the first medium. Okay, and let us say this is the incident ray. Okay, and we know that a certain portion of it will be reflected into the first medium itself. This is the second medium. Okay, now a certain portion of light will go into the second medium. Now you can see that I didn't draw the line, I didn't draw the refracted ray in a straight line according to this, right? It has bent a little bit. Okay, this is actually what we will study inshallah while we will go through the refraction of light chapter. Okay, so this is refraction, this is reflection, this is refraction. The light that goes into the second medium is refracted, and a certain portion of light will be absorbed by this surface. This is the surface of separation of the two medium. Okay, of the two medium. This is the second video. So we can refer this one as reflection, this one as refraction. Okay, and absorption actually will occur at the surface. It will be absorbed by the second medium. Okay. Now, one thing that I would like to suggest, many times actually in your creative, you will see that they have asked you to write some definition. Okay, they will ask you define reflection of light for only 1 mark. Okay, so for 1 mark, if you just write the definition, that is enough. Okay, nothing more is needed. But if you want to stand out of the crowd, like okay, everyone is writing the same thing, what different that you have offered so that the teacher gets a good impression on you? For that, what you can do? For other definition like acceleration, velocity, I suggest you to mention the unit, the dimension, and the symbol with which we express velocity, that is v. So mentioning this actually makes your paper different, okay, different from others. So that creates a good impression on the examiner, even though you get 1 mark and the other person who didn't write all this, description, he will also get 1 mark. But in the future question answers, okay, what will happen as he has a good impression about you, he will tend to give you a little bit more mark. Let us say in some question he might have given you 3, but for this good impression he might give you 3.5. It's up to teacher, okay, that for a certain mistake how much he will deduct. So if a teacher or the examiner gets a good impression about the paper, then what happens? It actually affects the marking. Okay, where there is opportunity to deduct mark, he will tend not to deduct mark. Okay, so if you do something different. Okay, now in case of reflection of light, you know that this is just a phenomena. There is no unit for it. There is no dimension of it. There is no symbol for it. Then how can you make your this definition different from others? Any idea?
Yes, drawing
So
the
drawing.
diagram.
Very good. Just draw a simple diagram. Okay. And to draw this diagram, it will require you only 3 lines. Only 3 lines. The diagram that I already drew a little bit ago. Okay. Just write figure reflection of light. Just drawing 3 lines will not take you more than 10 seconds. But this 10 seconds will make you different from others, okay? Which will actually impact, let us say one question you could not answer properly, but still you will end up getting good mark if you can create a good impression at the beginning of your paper, okay? So try to offer something different to the examiner so that he, wants to favor you. You know that in SSC exam, the examiner will not know you personally, right? Your name won't be written there. He will know you by your paper. Whatever you write, okay, according to that, he will have an impression on you. He doesn't know you from, like, in his school, I know you personally. I know how you can write, okay? So before I start checking your paper, I already have an impression about you. But what about the SSC examiner? He doesn't know anything about you. So whatever you write, the first question that you answer is going to, introduce you to the examiner, right? So that is why we suggest the question that you can answer best. Okay, start answering with that question. Okay, so that it creates a good impression. The teacher feels that okay, this is a good student, so later on he will not be actually that much strict while checking your paper. So please take this into consideration and think. I just gave an example for this, right? So always whenever you are answering, think that what extra you can offer which other students are not offering. Okay, so try to think this way and develop your answers. Okay, if you think that sitting in the example you will decide okay what I can offer more, that will not work, because in the exam time it is a time of pressure. Okay, you are tensed. Okay, you are worried about the question that is uncommon to you. So that is why at home you need to practice this. Okay, appear more and more tests, write more and more, and think how you can be different from others. Inshallah that will get you to your desired target. Acha. Now, reflection of light are mainly of two types. Reflection of light are mainly of two types. Number one is, okay, better I just show it here, okay, regular reflection. Regular reflection. And other one is irregular reflection. Okay. Now, regular reflection takes place on smooth surface. On smooth surfaces. And irregular reflection takes place on rough surfaces. Rough surfaces. Okay. But if I want to define it, that what is the definition of regular reflection? When I can say that this reflection is a regular reflection, I will explain it through the diagram. I believe that after I draw the diagram, I won't have to actually explain it to you. See. Okay. Now I want you to tell me what are the difference between them. Several differences are there. Just point out one or two. Can you? Anybody? Don't you see any difference between the figures? Fatima, to
Yes,
Zohra.
sir.
Yes, sir.
So what is the difference? Tell me.
Sir, difference is
Maybe the
that the
media.
surface is the surface is plain.
Acha. Nazmul
First
says the
surface.
surface is plain or we can say smooth and that
Yes.
surface is rough. Okay, that is one
Yes.
difference. Okay. Now I guess Sanchita wanted to say something. Sanchita, what difference did you see? Sanjida.
Sir, I can say.
ওকে তুমি তো একটা বলছো অসুবিধা নেই লেট আদার্স সে সুমাইয়া সুমাইয়া বোধহয় কিছু বলতে চাইছিল বলো
Sir, media.
মিডিয়া নো both of them are same. Let us say both of them are mirrors. Okay. Who else? Fatima Akbar. Don't you want to try? আরে
The
আজকে
direction
আজিম
of reflected light.
ওকে ওকে দাঁড়াও আজিম জয়েন করছে আজকে আজিম তুমি কেমন আছো
স্যার ভালো
ভেরি গুড মাশাআল্লাহ আশা করি এখন থেকে রেগুলার ক্লাস করবে ওকে তুমি অসুস্থ ছিলা
না স্যার ফি পে করা হয়নি এই কারণে
আচ্ছা আর ইন্টারনেটেরও বোধহয় একটু সমস্যা ছিল না আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে যাই হোক তা এখন থেকে রেগুলার ক্লাস করি ইনশাআল্লাহ আজকে নতুন একটা চ্যাপ্টার শুরু করছি তো ঠিক আছে এখন থেকে অন্তত রেগুলার ক্লাস করো ইনশাআল্লাহ অসুবিধা হবে ওকে so let us point out the differences okay first difference that has been pointed out by Nazmul that this is a smooth surface this is a rough surface okay and
স্যার আই ক্যান সে
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ বলো
স্যার এখানে যে স্মুথ সারফেসে এই তিনটা লাইট একসাথে যাচ্ছে আর র সারফেসে ডিফারেন্ট ভাবে যাচ্ছে
ভেরি গুড এই জিনিসটা মেইন জিনিসটা তুমি বুঝতে পারছো বাট এই জিনিসটাকে আমরা একটু মানে ডিফারেন্ট ভাবে লিখবো ডিফারেন্ট ভাবে লিখবো বলতে ফিজিক্স এর মানে ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজে আমরা লেখার চেষ্টা করব যে মানে কি কিরকম সেটা হচ্ছে ইউ ক্যান সি দ্যাট দ্য ইনসিডেন্ট রে আর প্যারালাল here also incident ray are parallel that means the incident ray are same in both the case but what about the reflected ray here the reflected rays are also parallel But here, the reflected rays are not parallel. One ray is going in that direction, another one in this direction, another one in that direction. So the reflected rays are not parallel to each other. This is the main difference between regular and irregular reflection. So let me tell you the definition. Okay, so the reflection, the type of reflection in which the parallel incident ray stay or remain parallel even after reflection, or we can say that the reflected rays are also parallel to each other, then we can say that this is a regular reflection. It is written in your book, okay? So you don't need to memorize now, as I say, okay? All you need to do is just understand it, okay? Because it is written in your book, you can just go through it, okay? Just now listen to my explanation and try to grab or capture the topic, okay? The idea here, the incident rays are parallel, but after reflection they are not parallel anymore. So if this is the case, then we can say that it is an irregular reflection, okay? Anybody has any doubt in this?
No, sir.
Okay, mashallah. Then we will try to take a look at the laws of reflection. Laws of reflection. Now, in this chapter, we will be actually studying about the regular reflection. Okay, regular reflection, and the laws that we are going to study are also for this. Okay. These laws are actually applicable for both regular and irregular, but mostly whenever we draw some figure, we will be studying about the regular reflection, okay? But these laws are applicable for regular, irregular, or both reflection. So what is the number one? Two laws are there, okay? Number one law is, okay, let me write it first, then I will explain. And while I write it, you can also start writing in your notebook. Before we actually go through the laws, we need to actually take a look at this figure, okay? We need to understand certain terminologies. What are they? At first, we know that this is the surface of separation of the two medium, right? This surface separates the first medium and the second medium. Okay, now this ray is the incident ray, okay? This AO is incident ray. Incident ray. And what is O? O is the point of incidence, okay? The point in which the ray will incident is known as the point of incident, okay? Now, if you draw a perpendicular at this point, what I say, if you draw a perpendicular, that is ON, if I extend it in downwards also, it will be N prime, okay? I guess you cannot see, but I have given the point N prime here, okay? So this NON prime is the perpendicular at the point of incidence on the surface of separation. That line is called normal. Okay, what is this line? This line is called normal. What is normal? The perpendicular drawn on the surface of separation at the point of incidence. Is there any doubt?
No, sir.
I will say again.
স্যার আমি বুঝি নাই
ওকে, আমরা কি বললাম যে কোন পয়েন্টটা পয়েন্ট অফ ইনসিডেন্স এটা, এই পয়েন্টে সারফেস অফ সেপারেশনের উপরে আমরা একটা পারপেন্ডিকুলার ড্র করব। পারপেন্ডিকুলার মানে 90 ডিগ্রি, the angle will be 90 degree. So if I draw a perpendicular like this, that perpendicular is called normal. Did you understand?
ইয়েস স্যার
ওকে, তো তাইলে এখানে কয়েকটা জিনিস খেয়াল রাখতে হবে যে এটা আমরা কোন পয়েন্টে ড্র করি। আমরা পয়েন্ট অফ ইনসিডেন্স যেটা সেখানে ড্র করি এবং এটা সারফেস অফ সেপারেশনের সাথে 90 ডিগ্রি অ্যাঙ্গেল ক্রিয়েট করে। ওকে, এটা হচ্ছে নরমাল। আর এই যে এখানে যেটা আছে এই যে OB, ইট ইজ দা ইনসিডেন্ট রে, সরি রিফ্লেক্টেড রে। তাইলে NON প্রাইম ইট ইজ নরমাল। ওকে, নরমাল কি সেটা আমরা বুঝে গেছি। নরমালের ডেফিনিশনটাও আমি লিখে দিব, অসুবিধা নেই। And OB is reflected ray. Reflected ray. Okay. Now we have to learn two things, that is angle of incidence and angle of reflection. The angle between the incident ray and the normal. The angle between the incident ray and the normal is known as angle of incidence, and we express it by I. Okay. and the angle between the reflected ray and the normal. This angle is known as angle of reflection, which is expressed by R. Did you understand which is angle of
স্যার অ্যাঙ্গেল অফ ইন্ডিসেন্সটা একটু আবার বুঝান
angle of incident? It is the angle between incident ray and the normal. Incident ray are normal. এটার মাঝখানে যে অ্যাঙ্গেলটা সেটাই হচ্ছে অ্যাঙ্গেল অফ ইনসিডেন্স। আর নরমাল আর রিফ্লেকশন রে এর মাঝখানে যে অ্যাঙ্গেল সেটা হচ্ছে অ্যাঙ্গেল অফ রিফ্লেকশন। বুঝতে পারছো?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So now we are ready to go through the two laws for reflection. The law says that the incident ray, that is this one, the normal is this one, drawn at the point of incident, and reflected ray is this one, all lie in the same plane. Okay, let us say I have drawn the incident ray on this board and reflected ray on another board, another plane. So will it work? It will not work, right? We know that it happens in the same plane. Okay, the second one is the angle of incidence, that is I, is equal to the angle of reflection, R. So if this angle is 30 degree, this angle will also be 30 degree. Okay, now this one is very important to understand. Why? Because sometimes in the class test I might give you, I will give you the normal and I will give you the angle of I will give you the incident ray, and then I will tell you now draw the reflected ray. How you can draw it? With the protector, you will measure this angle. Okay, so let us say you got that this is 30 degree. So you will take another angle 30 degree on this side. Through protector, you will measure another angle 30 degree here. Then just draw a line here. That will give you the reflected ray. Okay, so very important. The angle of incident is equal to the angle of reflection. We will be using it in many places. Okay, we will be in need to draw ray diagram. Okay, in various places we will need to draw the ray diagram. You will see what do I mean by ray diagram. Okay, inshallah in the future classes I will explain. So whenever we draw the ray diagram, you have to take care that this incident angle should be equal to the angle of reflection. If this doesn't happen, then what will happen? The teacher will be deducting the marks. Okay, the teacher will have the right to deduct the marks. So please be very careful. Okay, understood? The second law, it is the most important law. The incident angle is equal to the angle of reflection. That is, I is equal to R. I is the incident angle, R is the reflection angle. So I is equal to R. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I can see that we have only 1 minute time left. So whatever we have studied today, kindly take notes.
Sir, 7 minutes.
Huh?
7 minutes left, sir. 7 minutes left.
Oh, actually, we started the class late due to the internet issue, right? If you want, I can continue, no problem. Your class
Sir,
time
continue.
is 11:40.
Continue.
Okay, so everyone agrees? Any doubt from here? Then I can move to the next topic. Nobody? Okay. Okay. The reflection that we are going to study mostly in this chapter, it is we will consider that the reflecting surface is actually a mirror. Okay, we know that the surface of water can also be a surface of reflection, because whenever you go to some pond, or let us say you go to any place where there is water, okay, you see the reflection of the sky, you see the reflection of the trees that are around the pond, right? So this surface can also be a actually surface of reflection. But here the surface of reflection that we are going to consider is mirror. Okay, so how we draw mirror? We will draw a line like this and we will give like this. Okay, now what does this mean? This means that mirror has two sides, right? One is the reflecting side and the other side is the non-reflecting side. So if you have a piece of glass and you apply mercury on one side, let us say you have this piece of glass. This is not a mirror yet. You apply mercury on this side, okay? Then you will see that the opposite side has become a mirror. Okay, there is actually an interesting story regarding how the mirror was created. Once one scientist was actually, doing some experiment. From his hand, by mistake, one piece of glass fell into mercury. And then when he lifted that up, he saw that it has become a mirror. He can see his reflection. That's how actually mirror was invented. From there, we get to know that if I apply mercury on other side of a glass, then this side will become a surface of reflection. You can see yourself, okay? Acha. So, the definition of mirror, I guess it is given in your book. Kindly go through it, okay? Another, I will just, explain a couple of information. All of us have seen mirrors. In a mirror, a clear image is formed due to uniform reflection. Regular reflection is also known as uniform reflection, okay? A silver layer is placed behind the glass mirror that, as I was saying, we have to apply mercury on one side. That is also called silvering, okay? That application of mercury on one side is known as silvering, okay? So, a silver layer is placed behind a glass mirror for proper reflection. 4% light is reflected from the front part of a mirror. Okay, so from this front part, only 4% of the light will be reflected. So you see, 96% of the light you are not getting it back. Okay, it is not coming back to the first medium. Okay, either it is getting absorbed by the medium, and some part it is getting refracted. Okay, it is passing through the second medium. Okay, but the back part reflects fully and forms the original. When the original image is very important in optical instrument like telescope. Yes, if you want to make telescopes, and you know what telescope is, right? Okay, this is used to see, the object that are in the spaces. Okay, there we use mirror. Mostly we use actually lens. Inshallah, we will get to know about that in refraction of light chapter. Okay, reflection of light. Okay. Okay. Another important proof that we will see now. Let us say a person is standing here. Okay, a person is standing here. Now he will see his reflection inside the mirror. Right? Whenever we stand in front of the mirror, we see a person like us, or we feel like that person is standing inside the mirror, right? So let us say this is the inside part of the mirror, and we are seeing that person. Now, at what distance we will see the image? Okay, at what distance we will see the image? If the distance is x, let us say the distance is x, then what will happen? The image that will be formed will be also in x distance. This is very easily understandable and comprehensible, right? Because if this is the object, okay, we will refer to two things, okay? Number one, object that is standing in front of the mirror, and the image that is created in the mirror, okay, we will name it as image, okay? বাংলাতে এটাকে বলা হয় বিম্ব বা প্রতিবিম্ব. Okay, so if this object moves away from the mirror, then what will happen? You will see that the person standing inside the mirror is also moving there, right or wrong? Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now this one, I told you, right? I informed you that the distance from the mirror of the object is equal to the distance of the image from the mirror, right? These distances are equal, but we will try to prove it, geometrically. Okay, you have studied theorems, right? So we will try to prove it using geometry. Acha. The figure that I am about to draw is actually drawn on your textbook. Page number 220 and figure 8.09. If you want, you can take a look. So let us say X is a point object, okay? We know that the image of this one will be created somewhere here. Now we can actually exactly find out where the image will be created. Okay, how we can do that? See, one from this point we will consider that one the incident